in the producer's chair.
Hopefully not. I'm scared of myself. I'll sit.
We need you in the producer's chair because I have a feeling we're going to get a lot of people writing in. Or if not, what? ¿Cómo se llama este?
Where's Jessica?
She's not here today. She got booked for something else, man, for some wrestling gig. What's a girl's name that's out there? All right, everybody, we're here. We're live at Full Contact Fanatics, sitting here with my man Miguel, and special guest today in the studio, the man himself, Gerson Schilipacke. But before we get started, want to let everybody know, don't forget you can always go to onthemat.com to get all your latest information, videos, and merchandise. Got to check that out. Got a lot of stuff going on over there. And don't forget, every Monday you can check us out here at Full Contact Fanatics. We start about 8 o'clock, usually go till about 9:15 or so.
Yep.
Glad to have you here. Always good to have everybody here on a Monday night. And don't forget, got to check out that LuckyGee.com. Lucky Gee, they came out with 2 new geese. I think one of them's hemp, the hemp gee or whatever. So make sure
I
you
gotta
check.
rock.
Make sure you check. I was on the website the other day. They got some really cool shirts and stuff that are on clearance, as well as some different type of geese that I think they were blowing some out at $33, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow,
If I'm
that's a
mistaken,
deal.
I'm sorry about that, but I saw it on there. So, anyways, before we get going, want to talk a little bit. Got so much going on. There was so much that happened over the weekend and coming up. Gerson over here would want to talk a little bit about the Long Beach Shoot the Box Academy. Going to talk a little bit about the Redondo Beach Academy, because I've known Gerson for a little while. We went over when I was just strictly with On the Mat. We went over to the Long Beach Academy a couple of times to go check it out and stuff like that, which is awesome. I mean, for real quick for the people before we get into talking some news and stuff, the Long Beach one was cool because it's parking is a different story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you got to go around the corner and park on the street, but it's right next to a Starbucks, so you can get your coffee and everything before you start, get you caffeined up and stuff like that. Now, I went to one of the belt ceremonies there a while back, and it was so crowded. A lot of parents come to see the kids and stuff like that, so there was like no room there. But got another one coming up. That one's going to be in Redondo Beach, so we're going to talk a little bit about that before we get going and give everybody, of course, the address for both the Redondo Beach and the one that's in Long Beach. And we talked a little bit about that before we went on the air, how it's so close to Greenfield, so you can make a whole day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I haven't been to the Redondo Beach one, so I don't know exactly what's around there or whatever, but we're going to talk about that. We'll make sure we talk about that before we get going. So before we get going, talking some Shoot the Box with Gerson Schilipacke, of course, we want to do some news, get everybody up to date of what's been happening. Now, over the weekend, you know, Gerson, I talk a lot on this show about I pay almost close to $150 to $160 a month in cable because I have to have everything. You know, I got to have the MMA and then the pro wrestling and stuff like that. And, of course, since RFA, Resurrection Fighting Alliance, has merged with Legacy, it's now LFA, they've been doing shows almost every weekend. I say they do at least 2 shows a month, maybe even more. So, you know, Ed Soares has merged with the Legacy people, and they've got so much going on. I mean, it's really hard to get a hold of now because he's just got so much going on with that itself. But LFA last weekend, the fights were probably, I mean, they always deliver. But this one in particular, Mackenzie Dern moved, you know, she had a lot of problems making 115 pounds. So she moved up to 125 pounds. They brought in Mandy Polk. Are you familiar with Mandy Polk, Miguel?
Negative.
Okay. Are you familiar with her?
Not so much.
She looked like a bodybuilder, and she wanted the fight. She said, "You know what? I'm 125 pounds. I'm ready to go. I'm in shape." When she came into the cage, I mean, she looked, you know, I mean, I don't know how you say it, like real garrote. She was just boom. she was there. But Mackenzie Dern, who's known for her jiu-jitsu, what's her father's name? What's his name?
Megaton?
Megaton,
yeah.
who wanted to be on the show, but since they're out there in Arizona, he says, "Well, once I come out there, we'll have you on." So we knew her jiu-jitsu was there.
Oh, yeah.
You know, without a doubt. So she fought this girl, Mandy Polk, 125. She looked much more comfortable at 125 pounds. But we talk about this a lot on the show. You could be the best jiu-jitsu person in the world, but every fight starts on the feet. Got to have the good stand-up or whatever, which all came to fruition in that fight. She hit her with the like a kind of, I don't want to say lazy jab because she kind of just threw it out there, but she caught her with that right hand, and bam, right when she caught her, she fell back. The referee was going to stop it, but of course she got in there, put the rear naked choke, and it was over. As soon as she got it, the rear naked choke, we knew it was over. Now, the 125-pound division has just been implemented into the UFC. I think maybe Mackenzie Dern is going to get maybe 1 or 2 more fights with LFA. Then I'm pretty sure that they're going to put her in the UFC. Now, she makes the move to UFC. I don't want to say strictly a jiu-jitsu person, but that's her base. Who do you think would be a good fight for her if they moved her up to UFC? Because they just implemented the 125-pound division in UFC, and it is just stacked. It's full of people. Now, a lot of people from 135 are moving down to 125 because they like that weight. And kind of like Demetrius Johnson, Joanna Jędrzejczyk is pretty much starting to clean out the 115-pound division. So I think it's only a matter of time until she moves up to 125. So you think maybe we might see that fight in the future? And if we do, you think that might be the formula to beat Joanna with Mackenzie Dern if she can close the distance, get her to the ground, and choke her out?
Look, since I'm a striker, I kind of believe if you do your striking properly,
which
the
Joanna
takedown
does.
don't coming. Yes.
A
lot of footworking, timing is hard to give a takedown.
Yeah.
And I believe Joanna have all there.
Yeah.
By far. But is that kind of fight? If you stand up, go to Joanna.
Oh, of course.
One takedown.
She's.
Go for Mackenzie.
I would say she's on another level. As far as her putting it all together, Muay Thai boxing and everything. She's really got it together. Now, we're gonna talk about that. She got Namajunas coming up. It's the same with Demetrius. She's cleaned out the division so much they're bringing people back to fight her again. So what about you, Mackenzie Dern? She looks good. I mean, it looks like the stand-ups, or the jiu-jitsu's there, but it looks like the stand-up's starting to come around. Who do you think if they bring her up to the, because I don't want to say a feeder system.
I don't know if
from LFA, but it seems like that's where they start to go after that.
I don't know if it's be the same if she's in the same weight, but me personally, I think a good matchup for her would be Carla Esparza.
True. Yeah, Carla Esparza, good wrestling.
Yep.
I think that would be a good fight to see who can be next in line. Between the two of you here, do you think Carla Esparza wants anything to do with Joanna Jędrzejczyk after that first fight?
She's a tough chick, man. Who knows, man? I'm just saying.
Improvement.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're so comfortable that we take one loss and you need to redo your thing.
I love Carla Esparza. She's been a guest on my other show. I've talked to her in person quite a few times. Very nice person. But when I saw that fight with her and Joanna, it looked like a deer in the headlights. Like she had no idea what she was up against. She tried to take her down. And like Gerson was talking about, she you still have to try to get him to the ground, but her stand-up was so good, it was just on a, and it looked to me like in her eyes, it was like, I don't know what to do. I'm trying to take her down. That didn't work, and then she just started getting hit with some shots.
Yeah, I think you're missing a little bit game plan too.
Yeah.
You building one game plan. If you don't build in a plan B, that is what happened with her. I think she was so, I'm going to give my takedown, and the thing's going to come in my way. The takedown don't come, and she don't have the answer.
Right.
So, now.
Right. Now, for somebody like Carla, do you think it would benefit her to maybe, she's been with Colin Oyama for a long, we had Jiva Santana in here not too long ago, and, that was her jiu-jitsu coach. I don't know if that's her coach still or whatever. Do you think it would benefit her to maybe still stay with Colin, but maybe move to a couple of different camps to maybe get some different looks? I don't know, maybe maybe ATT or something like that, because you go to Jackson Winklejohn or whatever, they're good, but the Muay Thai, maybe if she can't go to BTT because that's where you want it.
The ATT is one.
Yeah. So, but you think she should try to get some different looks?
I think she should have a little shaking on her striking,
What about Shoot the Box Redondo Beach? It's close in the area.
She's already. I think she's came one time. We did a seminar only from pro fighters back in the day. She was there. She's kind of good friend with my wife. There's a pro fighter too. For sure, the door is always open. We are there to help people, and she's a good girl.
Yeah. Let me make a quick public service announcement here. Carla, got the man right here, Gerson Schilipacke, willing to help you, man, if you want to get to that next level. Because if you do go against Mackenzie Dern, or whatever, if she moves up to 125 and does get the win, that would be next in line for her. So, if you want to come see Gerson, make sure you come check it out. You have your choice of Redondo or Long Beach, which is close in the area to where you live. I think it would behoove you to go and get that Muay Thai, and shoot the box. They know what's happening over there, so make sure you go check it out. So it remains to be seen, what's happening. But of course, the girls always deliver. I thought it was a great fight with Mackenzie Dern. I think she's on the way. Maybe a couple of more fights, and I think she's going to be ready, which is good, man, because there's a lot of competition in the women's MMA, so we look forward to that. So Curtis Millender got the win against Matthew Frankel, who is from Australia or whatever. That was supposed to be the big hyped fight, but he hit him with a high kick. 38 seconds into it, bam, he was done. I mean, if you catch that high kick just right, it's all over. That was perfect proof of it right there. So great fights at the LFA if you get a chance. I don't know if they show them on the replay or whatever, so if you want to check them out, make sure you check those out because it was pretty awesome. But anyways, moving on to some news. We talked a little bit about this last week when we had Aaron Morro on here, who's just a wealth of knowledge. I was wondering where Ian McCall was because Ian McCall actually gave Demetrius Johnson a couple of good fights.
Yeah.
I mean, it was back and forth. It seems like Demetrius has, progressed leaps and bounds since that fight. But nonetheless, Ian gave him some good fights. Now, was he out for a little while because of concussion precautions, or do you know?
As far as I knew, that's why he was out. His concussion.
Yes.
Other than that, I was thinking the same thing you were,
Yeah, because he was booked, I think, a couple of times for a couple of fights, and then they kind of fell through, and then he was out. So he's moving over to Risen, which is based out in the Far East. I'm not too familiar with Risen. I know they have some stuff on the internet and things like that. So
Risen.
I think it's a good move for him. I think I might have liked to have seen him go to Bellator, maybe. I mean, I don't know. I'm just not too familiar with Risen as far as the pay, sponsorships and stuff like out there. But it must be pretty good if somebody like Ian McCall moves to Risen. Are you familiar with Risen at all?
Risen is the same organization that did the Pride.
That did Pride, yeah.
Sakakibara was the Pride CEO. He is the Risen CEO now.
Okay.
He is the top event in Japan. We had couple fighters from Schilipacke Brazil fighting on the first event there. It's a solid event. It's Pride.
Is that because I know it's not? They haven't had any pay-per-views or is that mostly on the internet?
Now have the guys stream. Brazil is PES live in Brazil on the Combate channel.
Oh, okay.
And
then we'll just go over to Gerson's house, right?
And then have barbecue.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
We'll bring the food and then they just provide the.
I think they actually show it on that. HD Net or those. Remember how they used to have those HD Net fights or whatever?
HD Net is Access TV.
Okay.
And I haven't seen anything on there.
He's PES in one channel. I watch it here on the cable. I just don't remember the cable, but yes, I watch it here on the cable.
Yeah, because I've come across it myself.
Well, they seem to be coming to the forefront because a lot of people have been moving over there.
Yeah.
And to pass up Bellator and move over to Risen, it must be doing something. So, I don't know if good move for him or not. Back then, I didn't think anybody would be asking to get out of their contract with the UFC. So I don't know exactly what's going on over there, but it seems like that's starting to happen more and more, at this time. But to me, it's good because it gives the guys another outlet.
Yes.
It's not just UFC has the stronghold on MMA. You can go to Bellator, you can go to Risen, or like Gary Lee Tonin went over to One Championship. So, Gary Lee Tonin, as far as grappling and jiu-jitsu, that dude is awesome. Now, moving to MMA is a different story. I don't know. Does he train with anybody else besides? As a matter of fact, I know he's a sponsored athlete for On the Mat. So I know the jiu-jitsu's there. I know, he's a heck of a grappler. But anybody know who he trains with or anything?
As far as I know, just Tenzo Gracie.
Oh, okay. So he's out on the East Coast.
If he is, I don't know which location from Renzo Gracie, but the striking inside the Renzo Gracie gyms is born from Luis Azeredo from Schilipacke Brazil.
Yeah, right.
Old school fighter.
Yeah.
He is the one. He's teaching 2 or 3 locations. The Renzo Gracie
Is
in
he
New Jersey.
Is he the guy that used to have those killer fights with Gomi?
Yes,
Back in
Right.
the day,
Him.
right?
He's fought the Pride. He's fought a lot of events
Okay.
Well,
worldwide.
Well, then I think that's a good move for him. Real quick before we get on to the next one, Dando, what's happening?
Gary Tonin signs with one fighting championship 9 hours ago, with one in the Far East.
Right. Somebody emailed me that he was moving away. I think it might have came through On the Mat since he's a sponsored fighter over there. So I think it's a good move, man. I mean, he's really done all he can do in EBI. I mean, when you've had 3 or 4 wins, you won the belt. That's to me the pinnacle of no-gi jiu-jitsu or whatever. So I think that's a good move for him. Again, I'm not too familiar with one.
I could be wrong too, but I know he also does he goes over to Ricardo Almeida's place. Which,
Okay.
Ricardo Almeida is absolutely right.
Yeah.
And Tom DeBlas.
Okay, well then there you go. So man, people are making moves. I mean, the UFC, they although they are, leaps and bounds ahead of a lot of the other MMA things. I just think it's good that the guys have another outlet to go. If a lot of guys get there and they do well, and then I don't know, they have 1 or 2 losses, and right away they give up on them or whatever. But Gerson, I think you can agree. Regardless, if you win or lose, if you put on a good show, they're going to keep you. Like for instance, the Diaz brothers.
Oh yes.
Guys like that, they're going to keep them.
The show was the most important.
Right.
Even if you lose it, but it was a pretty close fight, back and forth. It's still better than a boring win.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree 100%. And we talk about this a lot on the show. I told you when I was watching Dan Gable, he said, I don't care if you win or lose, but I want that guy to come off the mat saying, I never want to fight that guy again. I never, and to me, the Diaz brothers, guys like that are the epitome of that. Because like when he fought Carlos Condit, when he fought George St. Pierre, he lost, but those guys were beat up.
Yeah.
The face, and so they're going, you know what, man, I'm glad I won, but rematch, let me go over to this guy or whatever, because they know that they're in for a fight, and that's why they've been kept around for so long, because they are such good fighters as far as putting on a fight. They don't run from people, and that makes a good fighter. So it's good. I just think it's a good thing that there's other places for the fighters to go. So with that being said, we talked a little bit before we went on the air about the upcoming pay-per-view. To me, it takes a lot for me to buy a pay-per-view. I mean, they used to be $24, and now they're $60 to get it. A lot of times, I'm the type of person, if I invite people, I don't want to say, hey, man, everybody up $10 for the pay-per-view.
Oh, no way, dude.
Yeah, to me, it just seems like, bring what you want to drink or whatever, we'll barbecue something or whatever, but I can't say, give me $10. So if I'm going to put my money down, I want to see a pay-per-view. The last one that I put money down and was horrible was when Yoel Romero fought the guy from Australia. I can't remember. Oh, my God.
Oh,
it was terrible.
Whitaker.
And the Andrade fight got scratched, so they moved it, and it's just like, that was just $60 down the drain. And it's like, come on, man. This one that's coming up, UFC 217, Cerrone's going to fight Till on the upcoming one that's on Fox. Yep. I went through the lineup, hardly knew anybody on there. You don't really know them until you see them fight. But this one that's coming up is stacked. So we'll go over it real quick before we get to talking to Gerson about some shoot the box and stuff like that. Of course, the big one, we'll start from the top, is Bisping against Jorge St. Pierre. Now, George St. Pierre has been off for a while. He's been out. Is there anything to that you got a little bit of cage rust or ring rust when you first come back, especially coming back against somebody like Michael Bisping?
Look, it's 50-50 between fighters. Few guys believe in that. Few guys don't believe in that at all. And I'm, as a coach, I don't think so, too. Maybe in that level where this guy's fighting, is a couple inches make a difference. Right. But I don't believe he have it that rusty.
And it's not like he's been home smoking cigarettes and drinking beers.
Trained.
He's been in the gym. He's always around it. Or whatever. So you know what I mean? So he's gonna come prepared. Yeah. Bisping, but the thing is, just when you think that he's done, he comes back and has a fight, like unbelievable. So for this fight in particular, I think it's gonna go the full 5 rounds, and I think Bisping's gonna win a decision, only because Jorge's been out for so long. Even though his wrestling's good, everything's good there. I think it's just going to be a stand-up. It's going to drag all the way into the 5th round, and I think Bisping's going to squeak out a decision against George St. Pierre. What do you think?
I think so. Bisping is bigger, more well-rounded.
Yeah.
I trained in Bisping for a few years, and nobody know what that guy is capable for real.
Right.
He's the kind of fighter, he don't have a fight camp. He's training year around.
Constantly.
Past the fight, 2 weeks, he's already calling, hey, let's get some training, let's keep the things going.
Which is smart,
Yes,
know? Especially if you're the champ, man. You got to stay in shape. You got to be ready. What do you think?
Yep. I got Bisping. That's what I'm going to go with.
Decision?
Decision, and then he retires.
You think so? Well, there was one more fight that he wanted. I can't remember what it was, but he had been talking about it or whatever. But, you know, hey, if he beats St. Pierre, goes out on a winning note, and just continues on his commentating thing, I think it would be great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think it would. And I've had dealings with him a couple of times. I've said it on this show. I don't want to ruin anybody's reputation, but he was always nice to us. I mean, it was a totally different guy when we met him than what you see, you know, on the air or whatever. I mean, but that's how, you know, that sells fights. But anyway, so we're unanimous on that. We think he's going to, you know, get a decision or whatever, drag him into deep waters. Now, the one everybody's been waiting for, Cody Garbrandt against TJ Dillashaw. That's been in the works for a while. You know, TJ Dillashaw, when he fought Renan Barão, I was a little upset that they had a rematch because the UFC made it seem like, oh, no, dude, that was a fluke. Let's get a rematch right away. And he showed him. He showed him without a doubt, man, I'm here to stay. And he, you know, to beat somebody like Renan Barão twice, that's saying something. But when Cody Garbrandt fought Dominic Cruz, I mean, everybody was amazed. I mean, he was moving. You know, even if you take a shot, he wasn't getting caught flush or whatever. Really, really set the bar for that weight division. You know, it's hard for me to. I'm gonna go with Cody Garbrandt only for the simple fact of the way he fought. Dominic was so dominating, you know. But when somebody like T.J. Dillashaw, you know, who beat Renan Barão twice, you know, that's nothing to you know, to sniff at or whatever. I'm gonna go with Cody Garbrandt. I say the same thing. I think it goes a full 5, and he gets a decision. What do you think about that one?
I think I'm going to call the two.
Yeah.
The boxing, the landing, the timing, you know, even I think TJ have a little bit better footwork and moves. I think Cody have it. What he did on the what the Dominic, you know, like he see it and time when you come in, I take you.
Yeah, and
you know?
Uriah brought him out here to King's MMA just to get some different looks and stuff like that, which to me is great. I mean, the more different looks you can get. And just right now, just after seeing what he did to Dominic, it was just so dominating, you know, for Dominic, who's been, you know, the man for so long and has a win over Demetrius Johnson. I think he's going to do it. What do you think?
I got Cody.
Yeah.
Hard punches, heavy hands. I think so.
You think so?
I think so. Well, and I say that because you ever watch that video on YouTube of TJ sparring with Vitaly Lomachenko?
I have not.
I saw that one.
Dude, he was getting lit up. I'm not saying Cody has hands like Lomachenko. Excuse me, but he was getting lit up.
Yeah.
Yeah, big time. And I mean, who knows? You know, I mean, it was just probably friendly sparring, but even at that, Lomachenko looked like he was just.
And regardless, I think he's still going to give him a good fight. I mean, it just you know, the whole thing with him, you know, changing camps, leaving Alpha Male, and all that. I don't know what went on with that, but it seems to have fueled the fire between the two of them. So I don't know if Garbrandt's going to come in with a different mindset and really try to kill him and knock him out. So we'll see what happens. I think Cody Garbrandt's going to be just a little bit too much for him at this point in his career. Now, does anybody here, in you know our guest Gerson Schilipacke or Miguel 86er over here to my left, does anybody think that Rose Namajunas has any chance to beat Joanna in the rematch for the 115-pound belt?
I don't like to doubt anybody, so I'm just gonna say maybe.
I mean, well, we'll go to Gerson. What would
fight is fight.
Formula?
Yeah,
I mean, fight is fight, but I think Joanna striking is a little bit more smooth, you know, like the combos, the
crispy.
If you were training Rose Namajunas and you have the rematch and you see what Joanna's capable of, what would be the game? I mean, would you say, look, try to throw a couple of punches to close the distance, and you got to get her to the ground. You got to try to get the top position.
Yes, maybe wrestling her a little bit out. I don't know how good is Rosie wrestling, but
she's got pretty good ground game. You know, as far as she's pretty. What's the word I'm looking for? Not mobile or agile. She's got that boogeyman type of what's it called, elasticity or whatever. So if she, I mean, to me, I think that's her only chance. I mean, if she stands with her, she's gonna get killed. But
Yeah, just have more.
She's getting
Wanna have
killed.
more combos, speed, and on the striking, the amount of attacks gonna be the difference.
right,
Yeah.
right. I'm gonna say that Joanna's gonna probably knock her out in the third round once she gets a feel for what she's coming with. She's just gonna keep coming, wear her down, and I think within that third round she's gonna finally get there. What do you think?
Yeah. I don't know about a knock. Well, jeez.
Well,
I'm just going to
not-
take Joanne.
I'm not saying knockout, clean, left hand boom, bakatelas, and she's out.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm saying TKO. It's gonna build up.
Yeah,
It's gonna get her
I'll
down.
take that.
Yeah,
I'll take
TKO
that.
can be-
Yeah.
You want to make it unanimous there, Dondo?
That's right, TKO. You got Rick Compost in the house.
All right, Rick. Thanks for watching, bro. We appreciate it. Hopefully, you agree with us on some of these picks or whatever, because that's what we're talking about now. Stephen Thompson against Jorge Masvidal. Stephen Thompson is like we were talking about awkward with Ferguson. He's the same thing. He comes with different angles, spin kicks, different type of punches. Karate type of background. Really good high kicks that come in really strong. But Jorge Masvidal, I think that dude's flying under the radar. I think he's been flying under the radar, but he's starting to come out, or whatever. I think it's going to be a long, drawn-out fight, but I think Jorge Masvidal is going to get a decision at the end. I think he's going to be too much, where he's going to keep closing that distance, maybe get him up against the cage with some dirty boxing or whatever, and squeeze out a 5-round decision. What do you think?
I think he's going to. He's keeping up the pressure,
You
He's
think that
keeping
guy's
going
been flying
forward.
under the radar for a while?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's coming right now with a good sequence. I think it's all for him, this one.
Yeah. What
Yeah.
What about you?
I'm going to pick Masvidal.
Yeah, I think so,
Yep.
man. Stephen Thompson's a good.
He's
had
good too, He had
a heck
He's,
of a war.
he's good, dude. But Masvidal, I mean,
Yeah.
anybody who's got that background in like those freaking backyard Kimbo fights,
Right.
you know what I'm
And
saying?
He just comes straight ahead.
Yeah,
and
yeah. I
he'll-
was gonna
fight.
say, yeah.
He'll take a couple of punches to get that one good punch.
Yeah.
in.
Unlike Woodley, who was like to keep it separate,
Right, Right.
Yeah.
I agree 100%.
I think Masvidal's gonna say, dude, F
But-
it.
Yeah, and just go after him.
Yep.
But the
Let's fight.
best thing is
Yeah.
that card is stacked.
Yes.
So all the fights on there are going to be good fights. I look forward to that, definitely. I'm going to go ahead and put the money out to check that. Unless we do something here, real quick, Robert's in the other room. So when you watch the replay on this, Robert, let's get Danny K's or Tilted Kilt or something like that. Let's do a live
Let's get,
live broadcast.
to Spearmint
Luis Vargas,
Rhinos
if you're
or
Luis Vargas, if
my
you're
kind of
watching,
place.
we need
That's
you
right.
for Chop Trivia. So make sure you're with us on that one. Get yourself over to Shoot the Box. Get yourself in shape because you're going to be taking a couple of chops. So definitely going to check that pay-per-view out. I think that's going to be a killer. We talk a lot about this on the show about the women's MMA. Now, real quick before we get on to talking some Shoot the Box, we are pretty much in agreement here that if you have an all-women's card, that it will sell out.
Yes.
Now, would you agree? And first of all, if we could somehow get Cristina Cyborg Santos against Ronda to be the headline of that, which I don't see Ronda coming out of retirement anytime soon. I think they could break records.
I think so too. Yeah. The girls have a big followers
Right.
base, have a big community behind those girls.
Exactly. And it seems like they have no filter. They just go.
Uh-huh.
They come and they bring it. Once in a while I'll see a slow fight where they're trying to figure each other out, but most of the time it's just boom. They just come straight ahead. I think that they could definitely sell out a full-blown pay-per-view with just the women. Everybody, defends their titles. Joanna, Christina. Well, real quick before we get to that, before we get to talking about Shoot the Box, because I follow Cyborg Santos on her Instagram and everything like that. They're trying to put together the fight with her and Holly Holm. Holly Holm is insistent on the fact that they test her. They have been to her house, to Cristina Cyborg Santos' house. Well, she's Justina now, right? They have been there 3 times. Not once or twice, 3 times in the last 2 weeks to test her. I think that is ridiculous. I think you can
That's
go
stupid.
one time for Holly, and then we go from there.
it.
I think that's a lot of overkill. What do you? First of all, what are your thoughts on that? And then what are your thoughts on the fights if they do finally meet?
I think Chris Cyborg have a clean mind,
Yeah.
She's did a mistake. She's learning from. The guy's been testing her ridiculous all the time.
Right.
Never came in nothing. She's always there for the test. She's really wanted
Right.
You can test me.
Yeah, come
It's-
anytime.
For her, it's good to show, look, I'm a clean fighter. That's it. I agree. Like, don't need to be that way, but she's there for it.
Yeah.
You know, she's don't create a problem. She's don't complain. That's it. You want to test me? Do me a favor.
Yeah.
Come in and test me.
You think Holly's just a little, I don't want to say afraid, because I mean, but her mindset is, well, I don't know if I want to fight her or not. Let's do this, to get it in her head or whatever. Do you think that's the case? And if whether or not when they meet, I think it's that fight, because the last time Chris Cyborg fought, I thought she was going to come out guns blazing, but she came out a little more. She waited to kind of feel out the girl she fought. I can't remember her name, and then in the second round, boom, she finished her off.
I think she's been running over so many girls that for her right now, she's hit a spot where she can calm down and enjoy the fight.
Right.
Not just to go there to prove a point. I can knock out anyone in 30 seconds,
Yeah.
in 1 minute. She's been doing this all career. So now she's, want to show the skills.
Yep.
I can be calm down. I can show technique. I can show the fighter I am. I don't need to go there and try to smash people now, because she can do this easily.
Right.
She's...
Yeah. I mean,
I agree.
Another
Yeah.
level.
she'll hit you, and that's it. But unfortunately, for this fight, first of all, that UFC cage is way too big, and I've made that statement here many times. I'm telling you right now, as we sit here, Holly Holm is going to just keep running around that cage, and Cyborg is just going to be chasing her and chasing her and chasing her. And unfortunately, I have a feeling that's what's going to happen. If Cyborg Santos can cut the cage off and get to her, she's going to knock her out. But I totally think that's what's going to happen, because it's happened before. Well, Miguel, would you agree, or what do you think?
I don't think she'll necessarily run, but I think, she'll definitely keep the distance.
Right,
You know
and
what
maybe
I'm
try to
saying?
throw one or two punches and a quick
Yeah,
kick and back out.
And back out, yeah.
Gerson?
I think she's going to play like she's played with the Ronda, like the in and out,
Yeah.
Try go in, hit on the when Cyborg move in. But the problem is, when you take one punch from Cyborg, that's
Oh, yeah.
All the whole game
That's
plan
it.
goes out the window.
The game plan is out.
Even when she goes to the body, you can see boom, and then it and then it just changes
the
everything.
punches, the kicks, the knees,
Yeah.
and the spin kicks, and it's other level.
Yeah,
Home is good.
right.
I really, think she's a really good fighter. But the power, the way you throw the punch, the way you take in the punch is what is going to be the difference in the fight.
Right.
Cyborg can handle a punch like nobody in that division.
Sure, I agree 100%. But unfortunately, I am going to go on record as saying that Holly Holm will run. R-U-N, run. When you can turn your back and run, that cage is way too big. So, real quick, Dana White, give me a call when you book this fight. We will bring you the king of the cage. You could put your tarp on there, but we will bring you the king of the cage, because that one, there's no running. If you try to run, you're going to be right there. So let me know if you want to borrow it. I'll make it happen. I think that'll be a great fight if we use that cage. If we use your cage, it's going to suck, because she's just going to run. And I'm telling you that right now. If she feels the power, if she takes one body shot from Cyborg Santos, she's just going to take off running. And it's going to be, and Christina's going to get frustrated, and maybe that might make the mistake that Holly wants her to, or whatever, because I want to see this fight, but I want to see it fought to where they have to go after each other, and there's no running and there's no hiding. So we'll see what happens. Dana, if you want to give me a call, let me know. I'll make that happen. We can make sure we get that cage over to you. But real quick, for the people listening and watching to us, you're here. You're at Full Contact Fanatics, brought to you by On The Mat. Don't forget, you can go to onthemat.com to get all the latest information, get all the merchandise, and all the videos that they have up there. I think they might even have some Gary Lee Tonin stuff up there if you want to check it out. And don't forget, you can always go to myluckygee.com. We got some stuff going on over there. They got some big sales. They got some pretty cool shirts that they're clearing out, too. I can't remember. I think they were $13 or something like that. They're moving out a lot of that stuff and getting all the new stuff in, so they're trying to make some room for that. So we're talking a little bit about going to Affliction to do some gym crashers. So let me make another quick service announcement. Scotty Nelson, love you, brother. We need 3 geese. Okay, we need a
Yep.
couple of A2s and a couple
Yep.
of A4s or one A4 because we're gonna do some gym crashers and we want to make sure we do them in the lucky gi, and we will definitely push that out there. For me personally, I have one, and it's just an honor to get choked out in the lucky gi. I don't know if Gerson's too familiar. I tell him all the time. No gi, I can hang with anybody, but you put that gi on me, I'll get choked out by an 8-year-old girl. So since I am getting choked out by an 8-year-old girl, it's a pleasure to get choked out in the lucky gi, so you can actually see the lapel as I'm being choked out. So just want to put that out there. But of course, we got our special guest Gerson Schilipacke here with us. Been working with the Shoot the Box for quite some time. The Shoot the Box that was in Long Beach. We talked a little bit before we went here, going back and forth, from one to the other. The Shoot the Box in Long Beach is at 4720 East 7th Street in Long Beach, if you want to go check that out. But the one in Redondo Beach is on 4549 Artesia Boulevard in Redondo Beach, California, if you want to go check that out. Definitely, I mean, there's no excuse. If you're living, even if you live in between, you can go to Long Beach and check that one out, or if you want to go to Redondo Beach and check that one out. You said the schedules are usually Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at Long Beach?
Monday, Wednesday, Friday in Redondo Beach.
Oh, in Redondo Beach.
And Tuesday, Thursdays in Long Beach. But I'm in the morning in Long Beach too.
Right. Now,
Friday.
What's going on in the morning over there? Do you got some privates that you do, or some classes?
I teach one class, the MMA on Friday, because the other 2 days are jiu-jitsu classes on the morning, and I teach in privates on the mornings.
Oh, okay.
In Long Beach.
Well, perfect. Now, got so much going on. We talk a lot about, and it's funny because a lot of people tell me that first of all, a lot of people would say, Brazilian top team is dead. They don't, they're not around anymore. They actually still have, Marcelo Perdomo has the shop over there in Signal Hill, which is not too far from me. So that's still going. But then a lot of people say the same thing about Shoot the Box. They're like, oh, that was big back in the Pride days, and they were in full swing and all that, but you don't hear too much about them now. Now, not only do they have Long Beach, but now you have the Redondo Beach academies over there. So you can go check. And everybody, a lot of people think that it's just Muay Thai, but it's so much more than that. For the people listeners at Full Contact Fanatics, tell us a little bit, because like you said, you do have jiu-jitsu classes in the morning. We talked a little bit before we went on the air, because you have Fernando Machado doing the jiu-jitsu classes in Redondo, and Jorge Acevedo doing the ones in Long Beach, right?
In Long Beach, yes. Yeah, we offer everything. We have a full jiu-jitsu team. We have a full MMA and Muay Thai team, and we kind of offer good level. Like I bring you the coaches from Brazil,
Right.
with the high level, old school black belts from solid teams, to offer a quality jiu-jitsu too, not just Muay Thai MMA. We offer a good level for everybody.
Right.
And our schedule, is pretty spread between these 3 classes.
Which is good, because a lot of people don't want to go like here from my Muay Thai and here from my jiu-jitsu and here. If you can stay at the Shoot the Box and work your Muay Thai and your boxing and your jiu-jitsu all in one place, it's better for them, right?
Yes, we're trying to. It's more expensive. This cross training. I want to train here and there. It's more expensive for the fighter and from the day-to-day, student. So we're trying to. I don't want to offer a Muay Thai and MMA in one level. We then bring a low-level jiu-jitsu just to say, now we have.
Yeah,
it's not fair for the students. So
makes
I
sense.
expend a little bit more money, because these coaches are expensive. But to let everybody training only in our locations,
Right.
we have it to offer good level and everything.
And it must be, I don't want to say difficult, but it must be very busy for you, because, I work in Torrance. And when I get off of work at 4 o'clock, it takes me a good hour to get home, because there's so much traffic coming from over there. So does it take you a while? You got to leave in the morning to get over there?
Yeah.
On time?
When I'm going on the mornings there, like Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturday, I take the bad traffic. It's like 45 minutes, 1 hour to go. So it's tough.
It's
It's
It
tough,
sucks,
right on the morning. Then I'm coming back, it's kind of easy traffic.
Because you come back later.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but most in the mornings when I get to the bad time on the freeway.
Oh, you take the freeway?
The freeway.
Oh,
I mean,
sure.
go by
Oh,
freeway.
geez.
Jessica and I take the freeway, and we don't. I mean, we don't even take the freeway because even the carpooling is packed.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's
Not
so many
moving.
people coming from. I don't even know where these people come from, but
Hugs and kisses coming from Nicolette Marie.
oh, of course,
Oh.
And of course, everybody asked for you, Nicolette, but I told them you got so much going on, booking with the wrestling and all that stuff. So she actually said, you know what, let me go to the gym today because I got to train because I got a show coming up or whatever. So she had to train, but of course we miss you here. The producer's chair is empty. Dondo's just working the controls over there, so we need somebody over here to take care of all that. So I'll tell you what, we'll go to Shoot the Box and get you in shape over there. But
good.
anyways, talking about that, you know, we got so much going on. Saturday, November 11th, you have Anthony Warren. He's fighting at West Coast Elite Kickboxing. It's at the Unify Event Center, and that's going to be in the city of San Jose.
San Jose, yes.
Okay, now we're talking about K1 rules for this fight. Now, is there different rules between K1 and like a lion fight, or what's the difference?
Yes. Like the K1 rules, kickboxing rules, you can't use elbows. You can't clinch, you know, if you don't gonna throw the knees. You can't sweep.
Oh,
You
okay.
can't have a lot. It's a little bit more limited. What you can do is the guys want more that clean exchanges,
Right.
not too
So-
much what holding the fight.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, they let them clinch, but if they don't do anything, they separate
Yeah,
them right
you need
away.
to clinch and throw your first knee right there. You keep it for up to 5 seconds. You can keep it throwing knee if the action keep going. If you stop it for 1 second, the referee stop.
And you can sweep.
No, you can't sweep.
Oh, you can't sweep.
You
with them.
can sweep as a kick, not the foot sweep
Oh,
like
okay.
Muay Thai.
Man, so that must be so. Like we talked about Giovanni, they need to know the rules first. So you need to know the rules first, and then you
Yes.
could train.
Yeah, right
specifically
now,
for that.
Anthony, we normally fight in Muay Thai. Anthony is a Muay Thai fighter. He's just fought last week. His pro debut in Muay Thai. And he's won in 15 seconds by a cut with the elbow. And show up this opportunity. So you have 1 month basically to prepare him on the rules. You know, we're running
Yeah.
against the time because it's so conditioning to do all the sweeps and clinch and
Because your
elbows.
mindset is already you want to throw that elbow. Right.
So right now we kind of really focus in prepare him for the rules, not even technical. He's in shape. Technique is there, just to don't commit mistakes and
So-
lose points.
So if he's fighting on Saturday, November 11th, what do you start to taper the training down, like a little bit easing up on the sparring?
Yes.
3 or 4 days before?
This guy, like, he's been fighting. He's did at least 12 fights in 2 years.
Uh-huh.
So basically every month.
12
the-
fights in
Jesus
2
Christ,
years.
I know.
Yeah, we know how to do it. You
Right,
know, we are
right.
so long on the business. We keep safe. In all their fights, he's don't had 1 injury.
Right.
So he's also able to keep it going every month fighting, no injuries. So right now, like he's just fought Muay Thai, was an easy fight.
Uh-huh.
Thank
Yeah,
you
if
God.
you come unscathed,
yeah.
you can continue.
You know, he's had no injuries. Was 15 seconds fight.
Yeah.
You know, he's don't have 1 bruise. So we give this last week, you know, just light training. This week gonna be light training. We're gonna do probably 1 week sparring, a little bit more heavy, then come the weight cut. That's it.
Man, well, we talked about that before we went on the air too, because a lot of those guys that come from Thailand and stuff, they'll have 100 Muay Thai fights like it's nothing.
They're the guys fighting every week.
Yeah.
Don't have weight cut. That is what to make easier to do. There nobody
just
cut
stay in
weight.
shape.
You're fighting that weight. You just your health. You fight back. Fight. It's every week.
That's amazing. I mean, I remember for a while the guys in Thailand were having a deal where if you, like Thomas Kenny went out there, if you could train them jiu-jitsu, they would train you the Muay Thai or whatever out there. And you know, because I've seen that, and I've seen the Muay Thai where they don't even have the gloves; they just wrap the hands, you know, and stuff like that. I mean, that's amazing. That just, you know, when you see that, and the kids start as little as 8, 9 years old, and they're already fighting. So no wonder they come over here and they already know what to do. So if you want to check that out, it's Saturday, November 11th. Anthony Warren's going to be fighting. It's at the West Coast Elite Kickboxing. It's going to be at the Unify Event Center in San Jose. It's at 765 Story Road. If you want to check that out, can they go to your website to check that out, or how do they check that out?
We have a social media, you know, like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Is all information is there.
And I'm sure Anthony Warren has his stuff out there too,
Yes.
so you could
It's all
you could
there,
check
sure.
him out on that. You know, it's the diversity or whatever. It's cool, man, because you can go check it out, and it's different. It's K1 rules, you know, and they got to adjust to that. So it's great to go out there and check that out. Now, with that being said, you got your own belt ceremony coming up, but this one's gonna be at the Redondo Beach, right?
Redondo Beach, yes.
So for the belt ceremony, I remember when I went to the one in Long Beach, it was packed. A lot of
Yeah.
kids, a lot of parents coming to check out the kids. So I'm gonna be honest with you, and Miguel knows. Me personally, I don't have the patience for kids or whatever. I don't know, because my kids are grown, so I don't know how to take the time to have the patience to teach the kids. So for the people listening to us at Full Contact Fanatics, give us a little bit about that. I mean, because when do they start? What's the earliest you'll take a kid?
We accept the kids with 5 years old.
5 years old.
5 years old. But we train kids like we train adults. We don't have sure our kids don't between 5 and 10. We don't allow the punches and kicks to the head.
Right.
You know, we prevented that brain
No, yeah,
is
we don't
still
want that.
developing.
Yeah.
A lot of gyms let, but I started when I opened in Long Beach. I let, but it was the most trouble I had. You know,
Yeah.
all the time the kids crying, all the time is
Yeah.
parents complaining. So I quit for the best decision I had. After that, no more complaints. The kid is learning, but I don't teach him, you don't punch in the head, so drop your hand. No, I teach him guard, all perfect.
Right.
But when he's hit 8 to 10, where you have already like 4 years in training,
Right.
then I started separated. I have it like the older students, then headgear, all the protection, and then started the punch on the head. I just had like 2 months ago, the first kid I put to fight in Muay Thai, 9 years old.
9 years old.
But
Wow.
one kid did the training since 3.5. If you asking him what he did before shoot a box, he don't know.
Yeah.
My-
That's all he knows.
That's it.
Yeah.
And he's did it
But it's
so
good
amazing.
because it gives them, focus. It gives them something that keeps them,
Yes.
focused on one thing.
And bring it the other sides, like the discipline, the
Yeah.
respect,
Yeah.
the bullying,
Right.
all this. You bring so much solving problems.
Yeah.
The parents always bring like good, the teachers. Wow, what's
Right.
going on with this kid?
Right.
Like he's never in trouble. He's always focused. It's the martial arts.
Yeah. Yeah, he knows
martial
the
arts.
respect or
Uh-huh.
whatever, so it bleeds into
Yeah.
being in school and stuff like that. So with the belt ceremony, which is going to be this Saturday,
This Saturday.
at the Redondo Beach Shoot the Box, if you want to go check it out, just maybe you have kids that are, because I didn't know as young as 5 years old, so if you have kids and you want to go check it out, because sometimes people are a little intimidated,
Yes.
when they see that, you can come and check out the belt ceremony at the Shoot the Box Redondo. It's at 4549 Artesia Boulevard in Redondo Beach. If you want to go and check that out, it's going to be this Saturday. You said 12 o'clock or?
We have kids 10:30 to 12 because we do separated and all.
Okay.
It's too much people. It's like gonna be like
Oh, and I've seen
probably
it. I've seen
60 to 80 kids on the mat.
Right.
Oh, wow.
testing. E then between noon and 2, 3 p.m. the adults. Is probably like 110 people.
Oh,
on the
jeez.
mat.
So, for instance, for the kids, you're teaching them the Muay Thai and stuff like that. What do you look for to advance them in the belt?
We have a few. We have like 5 belts for kids. The first is stance, punches, guard. Next belt gonna be a little bit head movement, footworking, blocks. And then later more spin kicks,
So-
more advanced the technique.
So you put the kids together to spar, and then you watch them to see.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
The test is basically a test. We're going to ask in few combos, few technique, and then the kids need to do it without correction, and then sparring.
Wow. Well, no wonder it takes so long. I mean, there's so much, that you have to look for with the kids and everything like that. But and then you get into the adults, and that's all Muay Thai. What about the
Muay Thai.
Jiu-Jitsu?
No, the jiu-jitsu is separated.
Uh-huh.
We have a belt ceremonies and for jiu-jitsu only.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So these are all going to be strictly for the Muay Thai.
strictly for the Muay Thai.
Okay, and so the same
Yeah,
thing for
Muay
the...
Thai don't have a belt system for real, but since Schilipacke is a worldwide gym and you produce coaches,
Right.
so we need to do that to see who's coaching. I came from Brazil. I did not show up here and say, I'm Schilipacke guy. No,
Yeah.
I had my certification inside Schilipacke for years to be a coach.
Right.
And this is what you pass forward because we focus in put good coaches out there too, not just a guy training 6 months and move to other city. I'm a Schilipacke
Yeah.
guy. That happens. I already had to call few
believe me,
gyms in other states.
I know. So for the people, if you could check it out, you see behind us, you got the Shoot the Box Vale Tudo, always improving. If you want to check out the website, can you give us a website real quick?
Is shoottheboxusa.com.
Shoot the box.
US.com, not USA. Shoottheboxus.
And the shoot the box with an E.
Mm-hmm.
US.com.
And shoottheboxredondo.com for the other location.
So you could check out Shoot the Box Redondo Beach too if you want to,
Mm-hmm.
and if you want to go check out the belt ceremony, you want to take the kids,
Yes.
so you could check it out. Definitely will benefit you to go and check that out. So like you said, there's no belt system for the adults. So the same thing, you put them through the sparring sessions. You look at them and say, yeah, you're
Yes,
progressing.
we have a different, and we can see too inside the training, since we have trainings with 40 people. It's easier for the new student to recognize who's is sparring. You don't cross lines. It's a respect to the older. I can see who is who inside the mat. So many students I know, that guy is that belt. He should not be that hard with a beginner, a new student, or the new student trying to be brave with us. Say, man, look in his arm, respect the. He's a fighter already, So they help let people stay out of the trouble.
Right.
Is necessary right now.
Well, see, that's why we have a show like this, because people don't understand how much goes into it. Oh, I got my belt or whatever. Oh, I progressed. But you see, you have to be able to do this. So people just think you open up a dojo, you throw some mats out there, you throw a ring. It's not just that. You have to. I mean, if you're just trying to make money, you could just keep people going along. But like you said, I watched this, and then like your boy Anthony Warren here. Like you said, 15-second, and he moving on to another one. So that's why we like to have people like Gerson Schilipacke on, because you see, that's what it takes. First, you got to go through the kids, and it's not like 2 or 3 kids. It's 20 or 30 kids. So you got a lot going on, and then you see the progression of your fighters, like Anthony Warren, who's going to move on to fighting in the K1. So let's say Anthony Warren, we'll just say, for instance, he's a brown belt. He goes to this K1 fight, looks really good, head movement's good. He, hits him with an uppercut, boom, knee, the guy's out. Did you take that into consideration for moving him up, or do you say, well, you got to wait till the belt's on?
We have a few requirements, especially his is his one step to get a black belt under shoot the box. That black belt under shoot the box means more than just I'm a black belt. He is going to be the guy that going to run one shoot the box.
Right.
So there we're looking outside the gym, how he's carrying himself. He's going to be a good fit to one guy do a bad thing with shoot the box name there in Brazil, gonna be bad for me here. If I do something wrong here, gonna reflect in Brazil. So there is a responsibility for all. We have we have 6,000 members right now. Worldwide, so it's not like one problem. It's so much people living from this name right now. There is a responsibility to give a black belt for who's gonna carry this name further the right way.
Right, it makes sense. Because if you get your black belt from shoot the box and you go beat people up in the street and everything, that's bad for your name.
Yes.
But it's true, because I've seen that too at a lot of gyms, like at De La O's. I see guys that come, they're early. They when let's say that the class starts at 7, they are on the mat, warmed up, and ready to go at 7 o'clock. They're not running in at the last minute. Gi is always clean.
No, that should be a big plus.
What's that? The gi is always clean.
Good hygiene.
Exactly.
Yes.
I mean,
really
take a shower.
but you can tell who's taking it serious.
Yes.
From
You know
there.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, and they get somebody
Totally take a
like,
shower.
rear naked or whatever. They don't cinch it in. I tapped him. They get it in. Okay, I got it. Let him go.
Let him go.
You could see the people who are hungry and who are and the people who just come in the last minute. Gi's dirty. They're making noise when they tap somebody out and stuff like that. And so
Stink.
yeah, you know what I mean?
Swamp ass.
It makes sense what you say. If you're going to make somebody a black belt, they're representing my Shoot the Box Academy. So when they see him, they say, oh, you can tell he's from Shoot the Box. He's very disciplined, very well-rounded, very nice guy. You know what I mean?
And we have that is the lineage too. If I form like Anthony a black belt, if he's do some problem, I'm gonna answer for him.
Right.
To my guys above me, like Grandmaster Rudimar Fedrigo, he's the owner.
Right.
If some guy under me do problem, he's not gonna call to that guy. He's gonna call me. I'm responsible for him. So I'm really straight. I don't like to get in trouble.
Yeah.
I keep my thing straight, to everybody, because I don't want to listen bad words from my coach. He is Rudimar Fedrigo. So I making sure my guys don't get me in trouble, because I'm gonna answer.
It makes sense. It makes sense
sure.
because you don't. it's like he said, they're not going to go to him and say something. They're going to go to, hey, well, you're the instructor. He should know better.
This is
You
your
know,
trouble.
coming from you. Yeah,
You fixed it now.
It makes sense. I mean, it does, and it all comes into what we talked about earlier about practicing what you preach. You know, you see somebody like Gerson, and Luis tells me all the time, he's right there, man. He's not just barking instructions. He's right there, trains with us, and you look at him and you feel the kicks from him. You could tell. So he definitely puts that out there, you know, as well as other, like we talked about, other coaches. I don't know if it's just me, but you see somebody that's, you know what I mean, a little out of shape and just kind of out there, whatever. I mean, when I see somebody that's there in shape and like you see, like we'll take for instance Giovanni Varela. You see the kind, even when we had Marvin here, and you see how he kind of was different with him when guys were shooting in jiu-jitsu, he was grabbing the belt and taking him over, or whatever. The proof is there with your instructor. And what Gerson makes a good point, it's reflected on the school itself.
Yeah.
And you want to, when they say, oh, what about that shoot the box? Oh, dude, the guys are so disciplined there. I know Anthony Warren, you know, he's a good guy, and you can tell, you know, that he comes from a good school or whatever, and that's exactly what you want.
Yes,
right?
yes. I want to put the students is my job. You know,
Right.
What you see outside reflect in my job. Yeah, and I don't like they put bad
Yeah. Well, nobody
results
wants
there.
that,
You know,
yeah.
win, lose, but the way you carry yourself. You know, the promoters love us
Right.
because your guys are polite, in shape, and show up on time.
Right.
You know, do all the steps the right way. So it's respecting.
That's
you
a
know.
that's a good point. That's a
Yeah,
good point.
I agree.
I remember Delo said that when Long Beach Fight Night was going on, and he said this guy, he's coming from it was Team Quest in Temecula. He goes, and that guy's good training. So when I put him with this guy, that's going to be a fight.
Oh, yeah.
So they know, the promoters know,
Yeah.
and the matchmakers know. If I bring this guy from here, he's going to put on a fight. And you know, so it makes sense. See, that's why it's good to have these people, because they people don't, like we say all the time, they just see the finished product. You know, they see the fights and that's it. You know, they don't see the weigh-ins, they don't see the contract signing, they don't see the training, they don't see, what leads up to it and coming from schools and stuff like that. So it makes sense, and it's good. That's why we have this show, so that you people out there can see what we're talking about.
Yeah, it's important.
Now,
yeah.
running up against the clock, we're coming up towards the end, but I pose this question because, I follow Gerson on his Facebook and everything like that. And like we recently just went to Fogo de Chao to eat and stuff like
Oh.
that. Now, my wife hates she hates jiu-jitsu, she hates boxing, Muay Thai, hates it all. We've been married for 26 years. My daughter recently, she was the same
Gerson's
way.
like, my advice is divorce her.
She was the same. Well, because it's different because some people, they like to be married to somebody who's totally into it because they can relate. But then they like to be married to somebody who's not because it's a break from it. You're there with it all day. You come home, you want to talk to your wife about, something else or whatever, and it's just totally different. Me, doesn't matter either way. But like my daughter, she was the same way. But then all of a sudden, she just got bit by the bug. Now she wants to come with me to the shows, and she likes to check it out, and she helps me do the research and stuff like that. So you being married, does it make a difference? Because it seems to me like your wife's like 100% behind you, because this, like you said, I'm gone a lot. I got to drive to Redondo Beach. I got to do this. And then I have all these kids. So you got a lot going on. So does it help to have a wife that is totally into it and helps you, or does it really not make a difference?
No, for me, it's 100%. Is my right arm. She's she's retired a pro MMA fighter. She's fighting jiu-jitsu right now. Like she's purple belt jiu-jitsu, fought in Muay Thai before. So she's all
So she
inside
can
the gym.
relate,
Yeah,
yeah.
she's teaching classes.
Oh, okay.
If I need it. She's like Anthony. She's one step to be a black belt too. So inside the box. So she runs the gym, with me. She's do all the desk part,
Right.
teaching classes,
So
heavy
that
private.
when you have a specific amount of students on the mat, they're taken care of. You don't have to worry about that because she knows who's been paying
Yes.
and the stuff like
all
that,
this,
the business side.
Yeah, she's take care of all the outside of the mat, inside of the mat too. She's
Right.
helping me to corner. She's normally me and her cornering. She's being really right now getting better on the cut man
Right.
job
Okay,
for the
yeah.
corners. Because before it was just me or one of those fighters helping, but right now I need someone a little bit more professional in
Right.
there, cutting man job. So
Yeah.
she's been doing. So she's all the it's 24/7 gym related.
Well, so because you guys must just be so busy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That it's like when you have some downtime, it's nice.
Yeah.
You know, to go to Fogo de Chao and go eat and
Yes.
stuff like that. And what did you have over there, real quick? I mean, let me tell you something. Greenfields is awesome, but I've never been to Fogo. I've been to Tecase, Brazil. So I don't mess around with salad and that stuff. We just get to the meat. So tell us how it was over there.
Man, that is one of those best places in the West for sure. Yeah, the lamb shops is
Yeah.
completely amazing.
Yeah.
There, yes.
And I hear that one in particular is really good.
Yeah.
What did you
This
say was good?
Picanha.
Oh yeah.
Picanha is
Now,
really good.
did you do like me and have to stop the car and get out and walk, or you just limit yourself?
Get out and walk.
We go all out, man. When you go there, we go. You need to enjoy.
I mean, if you're gonna be there, you might as well. I mean,
Yeah.
don't go crazy like me, but you know.
Yeah, dude.
But it's good to that she can relate. You know, I talk to a lot of fighters that are married or their significant other is a fighter and they understand the weight cut and you know what I mean.
Yes.
It's so much that goes into it. You know that if you don't, it's rough.
I think for a fighter, make easier if you have one girl that training too,
Yeah.
because she's on the gym. Don't have it there. You never see me. But
Right.
the guy is training and cut weight. He go to gym, go to other training,
Right.
and she's in the house. And like, well, where are you?
Yeah.
You don't have time to me.
Well, why is taking it
Then
so
the guy
long?
started cutting
Yeah.
training to, stay with the girl. That is a bad for camps.
It makes sense.
So if you
And then
date
they run off
someone
with Sancho.
that
Yeah.
related with the gym, a lot easier.
Yeah, I agree 100%, especially with as much as you got going on with the Redondo Academy and the Long Beach Academy. So, real quick for the people that are listening to us on Full Contact Fanatics, don't forget, if you want to come and check out a class, I'm here to tell you that there's no intimidation at all. I haven't been to Redondo, but I've been to Long Beach a few times, and it's a very, very family atmosphere. So if you want to check out the Shoot the Box Long Beach, it's at 4720 East 7th Street in Long Beach. And don't forget, you can make a full day out of that. There's a Starbucks right next. So if you want to take the kids and then they're training, you can go get your Starbucks and come back because it's right there. So you can have some coffee while the kids are training, and then when everybody's done, if you want to go to Greenfields, you can fill up over there. But just be careful because I eat too much. And if you want to check out the Shoot the Box in Redondo, it's at 4549 Artesia Boulevard in Redondo Beach, California. It's 90260 if you need to put that in your little search engine or whatever, so you can check it out. Don't forget, big belt ceremony coming up this Saturday. I suggest you get there early because, like you said, you got 20, 30 kids, and then you got the adults after
that
that.
is the day everybody bring a family. And
Yeah.
It's a celebration
Taking
day,
pictures and
It's
everything,
a big
and then-
celebration, so
Yeah.
respect it.
Yeah,
for sure.
absolutely. So make sure you come and check that out. That's a good chance for them to come and check out the academy and see
See.
what the kids are doing and stuff like that.
A
so
lot
they can,
sparring, you can
absolutely.
see fighters
So-
and everybody.
So make sure you come and check that out. If you want to, you can go to shoottheboxus.com. So if you want to check that out on the website before you go down there. And the other one is Shoot the Box Redondo.
.com.
So shoottheboxredondo.com if you want to check that out, take the kids to take some classes. Let me tell you something. I've known Luis Vargas for about 11 years. Been friends for a long time, training and stuff like that. And he always talks about Shoot the Box. He says he can't get there as much as he'd like to, working and stuff like that. But the proof is through with him. He tells me all the time, hey, man, Gerson's always right there. If you want to come and check it out sometime, come and check it out. You'll see he's right there in the mix with everybody, making sure that, I've taken a few kicks from him or whatever, and the proof is there or whatever. So you definitely want to come and check that out. And, of course, it's not just Muay Thai. They got the jiu-jitsu classes and everything, so it's not just one one discipline. You got the jiu-jitsu. And like you said, I'm not just going to bring somebody in to teach you jiu-jitsu. I'm going to make sure it's top level so that you can, if you're training for an MMA fight or whatever, you can get it there. So also don't forget, Saturday, November 11th, Anthony Warren has a big fight at the West Coast Elite Kickboxing. It's at the Unify Center, 765 Story Road in San Jose. Make sure you check that out. Now, you guys get ready to head out for that. Did you take them out there a couple of days before so we can get acclimated, weight cut, or did you guys go the day before? How does that
We
work?
do go 2 days before only.
Now, we're Mexican. We're going to stack as many people as we can in the van to get over there. Is that the same as you? Or do you guys fly up there, or how does that
No,
work?
we're driving. We're driving there.
That's a long drive.
Yeah.
That's
We're-
what,
6
8
hours?
to get, 6
Yeah.
hours to
6,
get to
yeah.
San Jose? That's not too bad.
Yeah,
Stop
we-
every couple hours.
Yeah, we go and probably 2 days before to cut
Yeah,
on the
make sure it's
Thursday,
acclimated.
be on point.
Now, do you stop every 2 hours to get? Because we're Mexican, we take bolillos with the frijoles and the queso fresco. You know, you ask Luis because that's how we roll. Because we don't like to buy stuff on the road. We take food or whatever. How does that
Yeah,
work? Well, plus if he's cutting weight,
he's cut weight. The guys hate me
Yeah.
because I go with the Coke and I have my sweets. And, hey, I already did all that, so
Yeah,
now I'm
yeah, you
enjoying
paid
my
your
trip.
dues.
It's good for me.
Yeah.
You cut weight, not me. I open my Coke and the guys hate me.
Absolutely. Hey, but then after the fight's over, you can do whatever you want.
yes.
You know what I mean? And especially if you win, it's big celebratory or whatever.
Even
So,
better, yep.
so Anthony Warren, hey man, and we know you got to cut weight, but you know, just Gerson's paid his dues. All right, maybe we'll take you to Greenfields afterwards or whatever, and you can fill up after that. So, hey, I got to tell you, man. It's a pleasure to have Gerson on. You know, I've known Gerson for a while. He's always been a big supporter of the show, especially when I had OTM on Wednesdays. I could call him I can call him on a Tuesday night at 1 o'clock in the morning. Go, hey man, can you come on Wednesday? Sure, absolutely, no problem. You know, whatever. So we appreciate it. You know,
Yep,
yeah,
definitely.
and in turn, that's why we bring you on so that people can. And it's good to have you on. So like we say, that people can see behind the scenes. You know, about the belt ceremonies and the weight cutting, and you know, having the wife helping you out, learning. You know, the cuts and stuff like that. So don't forget, if you want to check it out, Shoot the Box Academy.
Thank you.
People get intimidated just with the word Shoot the Box
yes.
because they know what it's all about. But I'm here to tell you, check it, like we talked about the kids and everything like that as young as 5 years old. You know, if you want to put them in something to get them that discipline and everything, there's nothing better than Shoot the Box. Now, the last question before we have to go. I've been to the Long Beach one. The Redondo Beach one I haven't been to. We got a show called Gym Crashers with Dondo and
Yep.
Miguel over here. We would love to come down there and do some filming. For us, are you open on Saturdays or just during the week?
We open Saturdays between 10:30 and 12 only for sparring.
For sparring?
It's a full sparring morning.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
perfect.
So, boxing, Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu, MMA.
Well, perfect. We could bring them down and they could see
Yeah.
firsthand or whatever. If Robert can't make it, we'll get somebody to take the cameras and then we could just go ahead and do some filming because that's good too. The people get to see,
Yeah.
you know, what it's like, you know, or whatever. If they can't make it down there, and then they'll say, "Hey, man, I'm gonna have to go check this out." So. We'll definitely have to go down and check that out. For the people
you.
listening to us, hey, a million thank yous for tuning in. Don't forget, every Monday from 8 to about, usually go till a little after 9. Right here, a Full Contact Fanatics. Don't forget, you could just put free admission in your little search engine. Everything comes up. We got the YouTube. Also, Instagram. What's the Instagram?
Full Contact Fun Addicts.
Make sure you check that out. Also, Shoot the Box. us.com. Make sure you check that out, as well as shoottheboxredondo.com. A million thank yous for Gerson for coming on. We look forward to coming out to Shoot the Box Redondo, do some filming out there. Talk to Dondo and Miguel before we went on air. We got a lot of stuff in the works, so we want you to make sure you stay tuned to this show as well as Gym Crashers. We got a lot of stuff coming up, so make sure you stay tuned. We'll see everybody here next Monday for sure,
Yeah.
8 to 9:15. Make sure you're here. Gerson Schilipacke, everybody. Make sure you check
Thank
them
you
out.
guys for having me. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Nice.